Hi guys, today in Music with Raghav Sachar, I'm going to talk about my favorite instrument, the saxophone, and different saxophones. So in the saxophone family, there are 6 saxophones. It actually starts with the bass saxophone, which you have to be on a very high bar stool to be sitting and playing, and it's this big tall from the ground. Then comes the baritone, which is much bigger, like till your knee from your mouth. And then that's the tenor saxophone over there, the alto saxophone over here, and then the soprano saxophone, and then the sopranino saxophone. Sopranino is much shorter, like this much, probably. If I have to play like really hard, like pieces where I want it to sound like growling and all that, then I would use the alto. And if I want it to sound more jazzy, then I will probably go with the tenor, like nice softer lower notes. And if I really wanted to scream through, then I will go on to soprano. So I'm going to show you all of that. What makes the sound? It's just this piece of wood. It's called a reed. Now the body has so many buttons, as you can see. Over here you can see my fingers are moving. My palm is also activating. I'm playing like that. So these are the 3 most important things to actually start playing the saxophone. This is a mouthpiece. This is a reed that actually vibrates and makes the sound. This is a ligature that holds the reed. So you connect it like this, goes in like this. And you have to be very careful that the reed doesn't break, because this is very delicate. Before you actually start getting the instrument in your hand, the first exercise you always do is to just get a sound out of it. So higher note, lower note, but it gives you a lot of control. Now see vibrato. This is your vibrato. So this is what makes it sound good. Let's go to the neck. The next step in learning would be adding a neck. This is the neck that gets added. Okay. Now the same exercises. So we would just do this continuously for 2-3 weeks. Imagine how boring. But then when you get a kind of a hang of this, then you add the instrument and then you start changing notes. Okay, now I'm going to play something which sounds nice and warm, and then I'm going to show you how it sounds harder. If you saw, my jaws dipped, and I'm largely leading through a dipped jaw. But when I'm playing slightly more aggressively, the jaw is not dipped. So the jaw gets into action. That's how it sounds a little fatter and bigger. Now what if I want to create a bit of a growl? I actually have to sing into the saxophone while blowing and playing it. So this is very interesting because a lot of solos start with screams. Now screams always are often used with bends. So you remember when I told you that you have to do those practices, those bends come in like that. So that is where the bend comes in. See. So that was all done from my mouth. It was nothing to do with the hand. I went to the note and then I had to do that. Now imagine I have to put a growl inside with it. Something like that. You also have these trills, a lot of these trills. So I'm trilling here with my hand, but I'm dropping the jaw and then taking it up. It's only one note that I'm trilling actually. A lot of fun things on the saxophone. Whatever you hear is largely based on the tone that you create, and that basically depends on the mouthpiece you're using and also the reed strength that you have. This is the tenor saxophone, and it's largely used for nice jazzy breathy parts. Now see this. Now this is the softer way of playing it, and that's all controlled with my mouth and the pressure that I'm putting in. But if I want to make it sound a little screechy and screamy. So what I did over there was I took more of the mouthpiece in my mouth, and that opened the air vent, and I really pumped a lot of air in that and got that very that kind of a sound happening. And that what you do is you put your tongue with the reed in such a manner that it gives you that attack. So people have this myth that all the saxophones have this kind of a curved, appearance. It's true because that's what creates the low end sound. But soprano saxophone sounds very beautiful purely because it's a straight saxophone. It's one of the most difficult saxophones to actually play. The intonation is the key part of it. Intonation in a soprano saxophone is very difficult to achieve. So what you do is, when you want to go lower or flatter, you're dropping your jaw. If you have to go sharper, you're squeezing your jaw more. But imagine that every note that you change, there is a different jaw position that is aligned with it. So that's the reason it becomes very difficult to play. One of the famous songs that you might have heard